What's up, YouTube? It's Zandar the Legend, and it's time to finally take a look at the Battle for Zendikar pre-release box. Now, you're not supposed to, I mean, I don't know. I do know who's giving me permission to do this, and that is Paula Deen, and she's very, very excited to cut straight into the sealed plastic. In case you don't know the backstory about Paula Deen, she's really about as sharp as a nail file or something now. But thanks, Paula. I'm glad you did that. The only thing she wishes this pre-release had was more butter. But let's see what's inside this beautiful box that everybody's gonna be excited to be opening. Look at this. That comes off. That's just extra cardboard junkola. Beautiful foiled box. It opens like so. We get all sorts of stuff in here. Let's see here. Oh my goodness. The dice, since I know people are curious about these, it's a green and blue one. It's got the it's got the Battle for Zendikar logo on there. We get a little thing that says, ages 13 plus, you've arrived on the plane of Zendikar. You can read this if you want. Building your sealed deck. Hey, it's got a lot of tips for building it, which actually should be really good for this set because yeah, ask for advice, because if you're not really familiar with what you're doing, this is going to be a harder set to build a sealed pool from my experience of. You get the nice little prepare to face the unnatural disaster, and we get 6 beautiful packs of Battle for Zendikar. Let's go straight into it. I think we're going to do this like we were at a pre-release and just see how long this video gets. Not really going to go over all the cards. We're just going to kind of do the piles. Call the Scions, green. Roll Mage Trick, blue. Swarm Scourge, black. Time Restore, green. Sir Strike, red. Inspired Charge. The Side Runner. Gideon's Reproach. Lifespring Druid. Valkyr Predator. Drowner's Emissary. Let's put that over here, I guess. Chasm Guide, Blighted Step, we'll put that up there. And our rare for this pack is a Hero of Gamafata, which actually is going to be really good during the pre-release. 4 uncolored and a white for a 4/3 Human Knight ally with Rally. When he or another ally enters the battlefield under your control, creatures you control gain indestructible until end of turn. Beautiful Forest and token. Let's see what kind of deck we're going to build. Blister Pod. The new Anticipate looks pretty awesome. We haven't really seen that yet. Sledge Crawler. Earth and Arms, which I love. Shatterscope Recruit. Core Castigator. Sure Strike. I really should have done this differently, but whatever. Inspired Charge. Smite the Monstrous. Kozilek's Channeler. We're just going to make a gray. We'll just put that in the gold pile. Royal's Retribution, which is really good. Really looking a solid white right now. Void Attendant, green. Bane of Balgetta. And a Sunken Hollow. There we go. Dual land. Blue, black. As long as you got 2 basics, it comes into play untapped. It's going to go to our land pile. And we've got a core ally token. I don't really know if we have enough to make blue-black work here, but I mean, I guess we're going to find out. Dutiful Return. Black's not really a thing at all right now. Nettle Drone. Fortified Rampart. Hedron Blade. Go in our uncolored pile. Bone Splinters. Great removal. Unnatural Aggression. Oh, I put the Bane of Balgetta in the wrong spot too. Sandstone Bridge. Cloud Mantra. Scour from Existence. Exile target permanent. Nothing wrong with some removal. Oh, I see a foil back there. Rolling Thunder. Sylvian Scrying. Slab Hammer. And we got our first mythic, Part of the Waterveil. 4 uncolored, double blue. Take an extra turn after this one. Exile it. It has an Awakened 6. So for 9 mana, 6 uncolored and triple blue. Put 6 +1/+1 counters on target land as well and give that land haste. And we have a foiled Outnumber with a Full Art Swamp and Eldrazi token. We definitely need to get this sleeved up. Probably that other land as well, but I know EDH players are going to love this card. I mean, really, it could be used in a limited format if we had enough to make blue-black work, which really isn't looking like it at the moment, but we're only halfway done. Myers Malice, Giant Mantis, McKinney Patrol, Nettle Drone, Spell Shrivel, Complete Disregard, exile target creature. Scour from Existence, getting a lot of removal, a little bit higher of it, but Tajiro Beastmaster, Wave Wing Elemental, Evolving Wilds, Skitterskin, Retreat to Kor Alabama, Spawning Bed, and our rare in this pack is a Serpentine Spike, 5 uncolored, double red, devoid. It deals 2 damage to target creature, 3 damage to another target creature, 4 damage to a third. If a creature dealt damage this way would die, exile instead. Pretty good. Island and a Knight Ally token. 2 packs remaining. All our colors look pretty even right now. I don't know if you guys can see this, but white's kind of off to the side. Let's see if I can. White's over there. We've got some uncolored business going on. But let's see what else we can make happen. Reclaiming Vines, Salvage Drone, sorry. Bikini Patrol, Lava Step Rider, Brood Hunter Worm. I thought I did something in the wrong pile. Spell Shrivel again, Complete Disregard again, Ruin Processor, pretty solid. Another land, that was Skyline Cascade, Eyeless Watcher, a Rot Shambler, Grove Tender Druids, Adverse Conditions, and our next rare mythic is going to be a Woodland Wanderer. Now, this would be pretty good for the pre-release. 3 uncolored and a green for a 2/2, Vigilance to Trample. Also has Converge, enters the battlefield with a +1/+1 counter on it for each color of mana spent to cast it. There's a good chance we could be tricolored, especially since we have the dual land. And probably, I think, yeah, we have an Evolving Wilds to help fetch it. So, very doable thing here. Full Art Plains, and Eldrazi Scion. Now, guys, I know if you're just going to watch the pack openings and leave, that's fine. But make sure you hit the subscribe or like button right now, as it really helps the channel out, and I appreciate it. Or leave me a comment down below of how you think this sealed pull is going. For everybody else that's going to stick around, we're going to see kind of what we would end up making. Mist Intruder, which I really like. Dutiful Return. Outnumber. Kite Scale Scout. Cloud Mantra. Sandstone Bridge. Tajir Beastmaster, Demon's Grasp, another Skyline Cascade. Best common in the set, Eldrazi Sky Spawner. I think blue is really going to be a thing. Grove Tender Druids, Rolling Thunder, Slab Hammer, and our last rare mythic's going to be, ooh, it's green. It's a Beast Caller Savant, 1 uncolored green, 1/1 with haste. So with the haste ability, we can actually tap this guy on turn 2, pretty much make some. I mean, he's the new mana dork of the set. And he add any color mana to the pool. Spend this mana only to cast a creature, though. That's the downfall of it. Full Art Forest and an Eldrazi Scion token. Now, the thing everybody else is kind of waiting for, let's take a look at the promo card, which I should leave sealed, but, you know, what's the point of that? Because this card can make a huge difference on what we end up playing. And we got a promo Fathom Feeder, which is actually a really good card. It's going to see play in Esper Control. A blue and a black for 1/1, Devoid, Death Touch, and Ingest. You can also pay 3 uncolored, a blue and a black. Draw a card. Each opponent exiles the top card of his or her library. Beautiful, beautiful foil. I mean, it's just a beautiful foiled card. Even though I think the foiling looks different on this card compared to... where was our other foil? Yeah, the foiling process is different. Way different. So, the normal set cards is the normal foiling process, and then the promo cards look like from the vault foiling. So, yeah. The foiling process is different on these. That's kind of unique. So I don't know if that'll make them worth more or less. Probably less. I don't think people like the from the vault foiling as much. Anyways, we'll be right back once we build a deck and see what we're going to be playing with this pre-release kit. Okay, and we're back. This is the deck I decided to build with the first pre-release kit we had. It's a blue-black only build. We did not decide to go tricolors with it. As for our lands, we have an Evolving Wilds to help us find the Sunken Hollow. We have a Spawning Bed, which just gives us a colorless mana, but then also for 6 we can spawn some Eldrazi Scions later. We have 2 Skyline Cascades, which they're going to enter the battlefield tap, but when they do, they tap a target creature an opponent controls, and it does not untap during its controller's next untap step. So it's going to give us a little bit more control at the beginning. We have creatures on the bottom and spells up top. As far as the mana curve, all the way goes from 1 to 7. We have, basically it's kind of a flying theme, which is why flying's a lot harder to deal with in this set. So I feel like this would do really good during the pre-release, because this blue and black obviously has lots of removal and then lots of flying. For 1-drops, we have a Salvage Drone and a Sledge Crawler. They both have Ingest, I believe. Yeah, and then the Salvage Drone, when it dies, you draw a card and discard a card. And the Sledge Crawler, it has, for 2 mana, it gets +1/+1 until end of turn. Our 2-drops are incredible. We have a Fathom Feeder and a Mist Intruder. Both have flying. I'm sorry, the Fathom Feeder doesn't have flying, but it has Devoid, Death Touch, Ingest, and also it can force someone to exile a card. The Mist Intruder does have flying, it has Devoid and Ingest as well. Our 3-drop is the Eldrazi Sky Spawner, which is probably one of the best commons in the whole set. It's going to give us a flyer, a 2/1 flyer, and also put a 1/1 creature token on the field that when tap for mana. 4-drops, we got 2 more flyers that are 3/2s, just kind of hard to deal with. In a Skitterskin, which has Devoid, it cannot block, but it's a 4/3, and you can also regenerate it. Activate this ability only if you control another colorless creature. For our 5-drop, we have a Kozilek Channeler. He's just going to use a 4/4 to let us get some more mana. For a 6-drop, we have a Flying Elemental. That's a 3/4 and also has landfall. When a land enters the battlefield under your control, Wave Wing Elemental gets +2/+2 until end of turn. Can be extremely devastating if you don't find the Evolving Wilds till later, because we can drop an Evolving Wilds and go search for the Sunken Hollow, and he'll turn into a 7/8 in 1 turn to attack. And we have 2 7-drops, a Ruin Processor and a Bane of Balangetta. The Ruin Processor, he is a 7/8. When you cast him, you may put a card an opponent owns from exile in that player's graveyard. If you do, gain 5 life. Nice. I don't know if it's going to happen. It should because of all the ingest earlier. Also, we have the Bane of Balangetta, which is 7 for 7/5, so a little bit weaker on the toughness. But when it attacks, it basically the player has to exile 2 permanents they control. So typically, it has Annihilator. As far as spells, we're generating a lot of tokens, so we included the only Bone Splinters we have, because we get to sacrifice a creature and destroy a target creature. Extremely helpful, especially for 1 mana. Most of our spells are in the 3-drop range, and what we're going to have here is Spell Shrivel, Complete Disregard, and Swarm Surge. Spell Shrivel is just going to allow us as Devoid, and it's a counter spell unless our opponent pays 4 uncolored, and then we get to exile it. Complete Disregard, it exiles a target creature with power 3 or less, so it helps keep the board clear a little bit. And then the Swarm Surge, the same thing. Creatures you control get +2/+0 until end of turn. Colorless creatures also gain first strike. We have tons of Devoid across the board. There's only about 3 creatures, I believe, that don't have Devoid. So we're always getting +2/+0 with first strike. For our 4-drop, we have an Adverse Conditions. This is the Devoid instant. Tap up to 2 target creatures. Those creatures don't untap during their controller's next untaps. Also, you get a 1/1 Eldrazi Scion token. A Demon's Grasp. Give a creature -5/-5 until end of turn for 5 mana. Really good. We're going to put in our Mythic, mainly to show it off and to see if we get to play it. The Part of the Waterville, 4 in color, double blue. Take an extra turn after this one. And in case the game goes extremely long, there's a chance we get Awaken for 6. And get a 6/6 land creature as well with getting an extra turn. Last spell we have is an instant ability, Scour from Existence. Just exile a target permanent, plain and simple, 7 mana. Let me know if this is the kind of deck you would have built. We tried to put together green-white allies. It just couldn't come together as good as this. It had plenty of creatures, but just not enough removal. And I feel like removal is kind of key. I know you want to be creature heavy, and I feel like we're exactly where we need to be creature heavy. Pretty much all in the air with Death Touch and Ingest and a lot of really good mechanics going on. I feel pretty solid with this, and I guarantee I think I could get 3 of the 4 wins, if not a solid 4-0 victory with this deck during the pre-release. Let me know in the comments down below if you would have done something different, or if you just completely think this is bonkers, or if you think it's a great idea. If you think it's a great idea, leave that thumbs up.